Shifting focus for now, the US and Iran are both posturing themselves for a military confrontation. Americans, in fact, have transformed its base in Diego Garcia into a fortress. Tehran openly threatens retaliation, but will they actually go to war? Well, time and again, Tehran has demonstrated a calculated restraint, pulling back just before the tipping point. Our next report taking a closer look at this evolving situation.
The Persian Gulf trembles under the weight of escalating tensions between Iran and the US, with nuclear warnings, massive troop movement and threats of retaliation. The region inches closer to a flashpoint that could ignite a catastrophic conflict. The US has ramped up its military presence in West Asia, deploying 2 aircraft carrier groups, the USS Carl Vinson and USS Harry S. Truman, alongside F-35 stealth fighters, Patriot missile batteries and 6 nuclear-capable B-2 bombers stationed at Diego Garcia. This unprecedented show of force follows President Trump's ultimatum to Iran: agree to a new nuclear deal or face devastating airstrikes. Iran in turn has issued defiant threats, vowing a crushing response to any attack. The IRGC has fortified its positions, arming fast attack vessels with cruise missiles and deploying advanced missile systems on contested islands. Iran is banking on its huge arsenal of deadly missiles and drones stored in deep bunkers. Tehran has also conducted large-scale military drills to demonstrate its readiness to strike US bases and warships. Yet history suggests that Iran will likely avoid an outright war, opting instead for asymmetric tactics and calibrated responses. Iran's strategy hinges on calculated brinkmanship. It showcases its military capabilities and the strength of its proxies, but is careful not to engage in a direct war. Russia has once again warned the US against any use of military force against Iran, saying it will be illegal and unacceptable. Amidst the back-and-forth threats between the two countries, US President Donald Trump says Iran initially wanted talks through intermediaries, but now he thinks Tehran has changed its position. The potential for a catastrophic conflict is palpable. The world stands on a knife's edge, hoping for de-escalation, but bracing for the worst. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
TikTok's fate in the US hangs in the balance, with a potential ban just a day away. With the April 5 deadline looming, TikTok's parent company ByteDance has only 2 options basically: either divest TikTok's US operations as mandated by US President Donald Trump, or face a nationwide ban. And with the bidding war only heating up, here's a look at some of the biggest names in this race.
We have a lot of potential buyers. There's tremendous interest in TikTok.
Amazon has reportedly put in a last-minute bid to acquire TikTok. According to a New York Times report, the bid came via an offer letter and was addressed to Vice President J.D. Vance and Howard Lutnick, the U.S. Commerce Secretary. A consortium led by Frank McCourt that calls itself the People's Bid for TikTok has offered ByteDance $20 billion in cash. The group includes Canadian investor and Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary, Alexis Ohanian, Reddit co-founder, and Frank McCourt. Popular YouTuber Mr. Beast has teamed up with Jesse Tinsley, founder of an online HR company, to offer ByteDance more than $30 billion for the platform. Meanwhile, Riyad Razner, a Wyoming-based entrepreneur, has offered ByteDance around $47 billion to buy U.S. TikTok. Tim Stokely, the founder of OnlyFans, through his startup Zoop, has partnered with a cryptocurrency foundation to submit a late-stage plan to acquire TikTok. Another company bidding for TikTok is AppLovin, a marketing platform. Reports also suggest Oracle alongside. Blackstone and TikTok's current U.S. investors are the frontrunners for securing a deal with ByteDance. Earlier, reports had emerged suggesting that TikTok could be acquired by none other than Tesla CEO Elon Musk. However, Musk refuted these reports. saying he wasn't interested in the app. Meanwhile, Trump has said that he is open to giving tariff relief to China if it approves TikTok deal.
Is there a way for a U.S. company to operate it and ByteDance to still have a share of the algorithm?
Well, there are numerous ways you can buy TikTok, and we will find the one that's best for the country. And China is going to have to play a role in that, possibly, in the form of an approval, maybe. And I think they'll do that. Maybe I'll give them a little reduction in tariffs or something to get it done. You know, because every point in tariff is worth more money than TikTok. So in order to get China to do, maybe I'd give them a reduction in tariffs as an example. Sounds like something I'd do.
With over 170 million American users, the question remains, can TikTok be saved from a ban and find a buyer within the stipulated deadline?
Feels like you're kissing the ring.
Shifting focus for now to South Korea. The Constitutional Court unanimously upheld the impeachment of the president, Yoon Suk-yeol, removing him from office. And the historic decision comes after Yoon's attempt to impose martial law in December. The Constitutional Court ruled that Yoon's declaration of martial law on the 3rd of December last year violated the country's constitution as it obstructed the National Assembly's authority. The court in its ruling said that Yoon did not merely declare martial law, but went on to commit acts that violated the Constitution and the law, including mobilizing military and police forces to obstruct the National Assembly's exercise of its authority.
The benefit gained by dismissing the respondent overwhelmingly outweighs the national losses resulting from the president's impeachment. Therefore, I issue the ruling with a unanimous opinion. Because this is an impeachment case, I will confirm the time of the verdict. It is 11:22 a.m. order. Respondent President Yoon Suk-yeol is impeached.
The landmark decision coming after Yoon's attempt to impose martial law on the 3rd of December, which was met with widespread protests as armed soldiers were deployed to the parliament. In addition to his suspension, Yoon also faces insurrection charges in a separate criminal case. He was arrested on the 15th of January, but later released in March after a court cancelled his arrest warrant, citing concerns over the investigation's procedural legitimacy. In a short statement, Yoon Suk-yeol apologized after the court announced a unanimous verdict, expressing his regret and heartbreak for failing to meet expectations. Meanwhile, authorities in South Korea have heightened security measures, with the police raising their alert level to the highest possible, as pro- and anti-Yoon protesters descended on Seoul, gathering near the court and the impeached leader's residence in large numbers.